What's up, guys? Tugi here, back again with some more NHL 17 in my Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode. And in this episode, we go up to the trade deadline, and that's going to be a very big day for us because if we're out of the playoff picture, we will be sellers and we'll look to restructure in the offseason. But if we're playoff contenders, we don't have much cap space, but we may be able to add a piece here or there to really make us true playoff contenders. Now, as you can see, we have a lot of games and a lot of back-to-backs, which means Joonas Korpisalo will be getting plenty of playing time over the next couple of months here. And really the question is, how far ahead do I want to sim? And I think we'll just start off by simming here to December 1st. We will sim the entire month of November, and we'll see where we stand. Not the best start for the Jackets, but we do have a winning record. And, of course, the Cleveland Monsters, as expected, really, they need to win their division, if not their conference title, with how good they are. But we will see how things go here after this first month. We'll make some lineup changes if we need to, and then we'll take it from there. And, unfortunately, we're cutting back a little bit earlier than I planned. We did pick up a shootout win over Dallas. Elias Lindholm was injured for just a few days. We called up Alex Semin. He didn't even get to play against Montreal. We sent him down, but he was claimed on waivers by the San Jose Sharks. And we, of course, lost to Montreal in a shootout. So I'll actually take the moment to see if there have been any other free agent pickups or anything. And then we'll look to sign a replacement for free agency. It kind of sucks we lost Alex Semin. I had a feeling he was going to have a very big year in the AHL. And for the record, like I put in the last episode, these two trades were the relocation punishment that I just couldn't remember to do at the end of the last episode. Free agent signings, no big ones, really. All prospects in the past month or so. Player injuries doesn't matter. And then as you see, San Jose did indeed take Alexander Semin. Paul Bittner has his line spot at the moment on the top line, which wouldn't be too bad. But I do want to get a proper replacement in on that right side. So let's see here. Judging by how much money they want, anybody under 900 is good. We should probably cycle by forwards, though. We do not need a defenseman. We need a right-handed shot, and Steve Bernier is our guy, so we'll look to sign him to the bare minimum contract to replace Alex Semin. And you know what? Fuck it. We're already live, so let's do this. We'll sim this next game live. It will be a game for Joonas Korpisalo. I am going to continue to just scout the WHL because, my God, there are just so many players, of course, in the first 2 seasons or so from the CHL leagues that you kind of have no choice. I really don't put too much interest in the European leagues, which was probably a mistake because the computers always seem to find great players from those spots. But Korpisalo gets the start. Bobrovsky had, I believe, a .903 save percentage before these last 2 games, so he's starting to pick his game up, which is nice. Again, our playoff hopes really, really do rely on Bobrovsky being the goaltender of old, and we're going to need him to really step up here. This game against St. Louis for Korpisalo, though, it's another shootout loss, and he's actually going to get the next game against Anaheim because I want Bobrovsky in for the Eastern Conference game against Boston. So we'll stay live here until we sim this game against the Ducks. Scouts, English. Scouts said the draft's going to be good, which I would hope so. Steve Bernier is here, so he will join the Monsters after this game, unless Cam Atkinson's hurt with a hip pointer until the end of the month. So after the injury to Cam Atkinson, these are the lines we're going to be rolling with. That's Saad Jenner and now Elias Lindholm on the top line. Foligno, Dubinsky, and Sam Gagner. That's not ideal, is it? He has a really, really good puck skill category, so I'm hoping he can hang. Obviously, the overall isn't ideal, but I'm hoping he can hang with the other two. Foligno, Dubinsky not having the best start so far. I mean, they're all right. I do think that Lindholm will hang on the top line just fine. Scott Hartnell doesn't have a point yet, but we are going to move him up to the third line. That third line has struggled a bit, and then, of course, Jarrett Stoll is the call-up. William Karlsson, only 3 points on the season thus far. We're going to put him on the fourth line with Campbell and Karlsson, where I don't expect he'll get that many points. But Moving forward in this series, though, I don't plan on doing the fourth line grind line. I do plan on the fourth line being a youth line and a spot where players can actually get some ice time. Yunus Korpisalo is up to an 84 overall. These are the AHL lines. Bernier now on the top line. Sonny Milano has been moved to center, and Paul Bittner has a permanent spot for the moment, at least until we just figure out what the hell's going on. He might have a permanent spot in general with how many injuries we have had already. We are currently in one of the top 3 spots, but we're only 11 games in. And yeah, let's get back into the sim. Again, we are going until the end of the month, barring any more injuries. So, to me, there really is no two ways about this. We are a pretty terrible hockey team this year. It's bad. A lot of shootout losses, a lot of shutout losses. We were shut out by Boston. We were shut out by St. Louis. We were shut out by Tampa twice in 1 week, both by the score of 4-0. We have issues as a hockey team. It's simply not good. I will show you guys a look at our stats so far here in a moment. But there has been a trade, a pretty big trade. Ottawa acquires Zetterberg and Kronwall, obviously 2 aging players, but really could help them make the playoffs this year for a first-round pick, Thomas Chabot and Ben Harper. So pretty interesting deal there. I think I would have, actually, I don't know if I would have given up a first-round pick and one of my best defensemen. I'm not sure what Harper's rated on this game, but that was interesting. And then signings, Mike Weber back to Buffalo, Kari Ramo to New Jersey, Luca Alessio to Florida, Tyler Biggs to LA, and that was pretty much it for that. But at least a couple of signings that weren't just prospects, which, you know, it's nice to see the computers actually doing. But, you know, we'll hold this team meeting here for a moment, and then we'll check things out. I don't know what to say. Let's be demanding. Hey, okay, Cam Atkinson's the only player that doesn't like me when I'm demanding. That's fine. We will take a look, though, at our team. It obviously hasn't been good. I believe we are last in the Metro. Pretty sure there's only 7 teams in the Metro, I think. I can't remember. Brendan Saad, not ideal. 11 points. 10 points for Dubinsky, which best lines constantly puts him there, and I forget to switch him back. Boone Jenner has 12. Atkinson, of course, missed time at 11. Foligno with 12. Of course, 10 for Dubinsky. 9 points for Lindholm. Scott Hartnell only has 1 point this year. 1 point. He's been on the third line now for quite a while. 1 point in 21 games. Holy shit. And look at that contract. How are we going to get rid of him? And he's one of those guys that needs to be on the trading block for me to get rid of this season. I could get rid of him in the off season. But holy shit, I almost want to put him on the trading block now just to see if someone will take him. Alex Wenberg hasn't been able to do anything. Sam Gagner has 4 points. And yeah, it's not much better for everyone else. I'm actually going to put Carlson back up on the third line. Very disappointing from the bottom 6. Defensively, not that great from Jack Johnson. Not that great from David Savard. Seth Jones and Ryan Murray have one hell of a plus-minus rating. I didn't even notice that. Holy shit. Let's break them up. That's clearly an issue. Oh my god. And then Bobrovsky is a 904 save percentage. Korpisalo is playing well. But my god, this has been rough. Very, very rough. Again, we're handcuffed in terms of really what we can do here. The only players I'd want to get rid of are players that, you know, we can't exactly get rid of because of the guidelines I set. Like, I could trade someone like Gregory Campbell, but then who in the AHL is really ready at this point? So, let's get back into the sim. We have the month of December. We have the month of January, February. I'm probably going to just keep simming a month at a time here because this episode might already be going a little bit long. I do want to get us to the trade deadline in this episode, although I suppose I could stop at the All-Star break. I'll stop at the trade deadline, so I'll shut up now. Let's get some simming done. It might be a month. It might be all the way to the trade deadline. I'm not sure. A quick update, guys, as we have reached the new year. It is January 1st. The month of December was up and down for us. We had some injuries to deal with. But yeah, overall, I mean, a decent month. We find ourselves in 4th in the division. I believe 4 points behind the Islanders. Yeah, 4 points behind the New York Islanders. And we made one roster move. We called up Kyle Chipchura when the injury to Jenner happened. He just came back. He played pretty damn well. So we ended up sending down Gregory Campbell. Unfortunately, Chip Chura hasn't done much since, but he provided a slightly better option. And Cleveland's kind of dipping a little bit. Danny Heatley, though, has 23 points on the year, so that's good. But anyway, let's get back into the sim. We will go through the entire month of January now. And like I said, I want to get to the trade deadline to see where we stand. So let's see how we do. Not many back-to-backs at all. I see three, because these other ones are in February. So it's really on Bobrovsky's shoulders here to get it done. January has come to a close, and yeah, it's still not good, guys. We are in 7th place in our division. Again, kind of a mixed bag of results, some wins and losses there. We got absolutely smoked by the Rangers in the last game of the month there. Of course, they're in the same division. The team chemistry has gone up, but that really doesn't mean too much when you are 11 points out of a playoff spot. For one reason or another, we are 11 points out of a playoff spot. I do want to check to see really quick. We have been getting some trade offers. I've declined them all. It's like, oh, we want David Savard, and I tell them they can fuck off. There haven't been any trades, so let's sim the month of February. We are very close now to the trade deadline. 49 games in. It is looking like we are going to be sellers at the deadline unless we have a very big month here. The trade deadline is on March 1st. So we will actually go... Oh, where should we go to? Where should we go to? Yeah, we'll go to this Nashville game. Right after the Nashville game, then we'll have a couple of games before the deadline so we can figure out just what exactly we want to do. But let's see what happens here. If we're not close to the playoff picture, we will, of course, be selling at this deadline. So we've actually gotten this trade offer from Minnesota for Sam Gagner, a 3rd and a 7th round pick this year. And I think I'm going to take it. You know, like I said, he has good puck skills. He's not a terrible player. He has 19 points so far this season, but we could call up somebody else to give him a chance. I mean, he very well may finish with 30 points, but to get a 3rd round pick for him, we're probably not going to be a playoff team. I'm going to take that deal from Minnesota. It'll call up TJ Galliardi for now. That's fine. We'll call up somebody else instead. But yeah, Sam Gagner is now with the Minnesota Wild. We've received this trade offer as well. It's our 2nd round pick this year, Anderson and Keegan Kolesar. And it's the Florida Panthers offering their 2nd and Arizona's 2nd round pick. So basically, you can consider this Josh Anderson and Keegan Kolesar for a 2nd round pick. Now, Anderson's not doing too bad. He's also a 76 overall. He's bottom 6, though. How much better is he going to be? Same with Keegan Kolesar. What is his ceiling? An 81 or so? Who knows just what we could get with that extra 2nd round pick. So I'm going to take this deal. You know, I'm going to just hedge my bets that Anderson and Kolesar aren't going to be that good of players, and we get an extra 2nd round pick. Obviously, our 2nd round pick is shaping up to be a pretty high 2nd, but we're going to go with that extra pick. Anderson, Kolesar, and our 2nd to Florida. So we've reached our target. We have reached February 20th. 3 games to go, a little bit over a week until the trade deadline. This month, again, has been up and down. We currently sit at a 22, 25, and 11 record. The overtime loss is really helping us. The Cleveland Monsters aren't doing that well either. This could end up being a very rough year. We are currently 6th in the Metro with Carolina and New Jersey below us. Yes, I know there are 8 teams in the Metro. It's been a very, very rough season, and I don't know if we're going to be able to make the playoffs at this rate. And I'm thinking we should probably be sellers. And if you look at that, 71 points for the Caps. We're currently at 55. So needless to say, I think we should sell if we can afford to do so. Colorado and Dallas currently topping the NHL. Colorado, though, 3 games at hand. And where are we? We're in the bottom 5. We're just outside the bottom 5. 25th in the league because we have a game at hand on New Jersey. Although the crazy thing, Toronto's won 9 games in a row apparently, but they're still 27th. So it's been so goddamn rough this year. I was obviously hoping for a little bit better things to happen. Atkinson's leading the way despite missing games. Then we have Saad. I'm not going to call everybody out. Of course, you guys can look. The big problem right now for this team is Scott Hartnell. He's dropped to an 81 because of his playing time, but every time I put him on the third line, I've even put him on the second line, he just doesn't perform. So his contract is about to be as big of an albatross as the Clarkson deal. Clarkson has more points, or equal points, excuse me. He's equal in points with Hartnell. Like, come the hell, like, Hartnell, what are you doing to me? That's just absolutely god-awful from him. And then the goaltending, Bobrovsky, a 902 save percentage. Say what you want, maybe like, oh, the defense in front of him is not that good. Joonas Korpisalo has a 933. Obviously much fewer games, only 19 games played, but maybe even we should look at getting rid of Bobrovsky. Pittsburgh actually offered a trade for Korpisalo, which is weird considering their situation. And yeah, Elvis Merzlikins played one game, and he got shelled. So that was when I think Bobrovsky missed 1 or 2 starts, and we had to have Korpisalo in on a back-to-back. The best goaltenders in the league right now are Anderson and Bishop, 928 save percentages. Actually, that's not sorted properly. Never mind. I was going to say that seems a little bit low. Right now, the best goaltender in the league is actually Anderson and Bishop at 928. Go figure. So goalies, it's been a rough year for goaltenders overall. We'll take a look at the rookie skaters really quick. And then there actually have been trades made that I'll show you guys. Rantanen, William Nylander up there, and Michael McCarron, top 3 in terms of rookies there. And then the goaltenders, any major rookie goaltenders, not really. Scott Wedgwood getting the most starts there. As far as points go, it is Jamie Benn, Blake Wheeler, and Tyler Seguin all tied at 69 points. So again, the Dallas combination, deadly, just as deadly as they were last year. Kucherov and Stamkos are up there as well. You're not going to see any Blue Jackets anywhere near the top of that list. Like I said, really quick, I'll show you guys the 2 trades that have been made, and then we'll set up for the next episode. It is Thomas Tatar to the LA Kings for a first-round pick and 2 prospects. So Detroit really offloading Zetterberg, Cronwall, and now Tatar gone. And Martin Hanzal went to Calgary for a second, a third, and Brendan Bollig. So the Arizona Coyotes offloading there, which is exactly what we will look to do in this next episode. I'm a bit hesitant about trading some of these people down in the AHL, mainly guys like Gostad, Lapierre, Moss, and Gagliardi. I don't want to get rid of people that I just signed this year because I don't want to take that punishment, although since it's been most of the year, maybe that's not there. We also sent in an offer for Marc-Andre Cliche, the former LA King, Colorado, and now I believe he's on a PTO with Toronto. Martin Reway is not our prospect. I don't want him either, just because he's such a low overall. But we'll look to get him in there. And in the AHL, like I said, things are looking all right. You know, we still have a decent prospect in Harrington, but I'm thinking this team at this point might not even make the playoffs. We'll get Merzlikins back in there. As far as the AHL goes, I was thinking of trading Cam Atkinson, but I'm going to hold on to him, seeing as he's been our best player this year. And ideally, we'll have him on the second line. As you can see, Hartnell is currently on the second line and not doing a damn thing, so pray to God we get an offer for him. If we get an offer for Brendan Dubinsky, I'll ponder it. It'll have to be a pretty strong offer because we don't have too many better alternatives. Nick Foligno, same thing as Dubinsky. Carlson, if we get an offer for him, I'm fine with letting him go. I might trade him anyway in the offseason. He's just not going to progress. Wenberg is pretty much untouchable. He's having a decent year. I'm not sure why I'm showing you the stats. You've already seen them. Elias Lindholm, not doing well at all, but obviously we're holding on to him. And then Clarkson, he could go. I doubt he will. Stoll, Bernier will hold on to avoid that punishment. It's looking rough, and if the game would please let me go over to defense, that'd be great. I want to keep this defense together. Nick Holden and Dalton Prout have been decent, but Jones and Murray have just been getting ripped apart. So expect changes in the next episode. Hopefully we get some offers for some of the worst contracts, particularly Hartnell and Clarkson. If not, we'll look to offload them at the draft. But guys, that'll do it for this episode. If you made it all the way through, again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I do thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button to help support my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, to continue following this series. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure down in the comments below to get your suggestions in on what we should do. But remember, guys, with terrible contracts like Hartnell, Dubinsky, Foligno, Clarkson, we have to rely on the trading block. Hartnell and Clarkson are on the trading block. But anyway, I'm rambling again. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.